So welcome
Stop
to
taking
our
meeting
channel
notes
once
and let
more.
ClickUp AI Note Taker do it for you. It allows you to
I've
focus
taken
on your
some time
meetings,
before
not your
talking about the
notes. It captures everything from action
issues of
items to
Nyabohanse,
key
guys,
decisions.
and I'm not so well to sit for that long. I've had some pains in the back, so I need to finish and go sleep early. So we've seen a lot of celebrations after celebrations at Dancing Grandma's place. So many celebrations, by the way, almost 5 of them before the house is complete. I'm like, hey, that is too much. But anyway, it is what it is. They always say every market has its own madman, right? Okay, so thank you so much for showing up. I know you'll be coming to my channel again to watch what is happening, and I appreciate all the time. So watching this, of course, I started from the other end of David Jr. David Jr. is like, avoid this scam. I'm like, okay. Of course, when you see that, it's after Matiko dropped a video. And of course, there are 2 videos. Waiting for injunction, Matiko has to report to what? Has to report to the police. I'm like, Gintu, we don't want these videos about police. If he reports, let him report, then give us a report, okay? But these threats about police, we are tired with that. Done and dusted. Some people say Majake is abandoned by the friends. What I learned about Nyabohanse, they can only get assistance from external. But helping each other from within, it's a very big problem. Like, people cannot will to have their own resources and help another. And there is very unhealthy competition in Nyabohanse, sometimes that makes it so difficult for them to help each other. So when I look at Majake actually has been all over the places helping Maro in constructions, and in his projects he has never betrayed him, right? So I don't know why he should be abandoned anyway. I don't know. Anyway, let's check on this video that David Jr. dropped as saying, avoid this scam. Jeremy Howard, welcome again in our second video of the day. Of course, I didn't have the time to do my videos early, but I really appreciate those who are coming to watch. Thank you so much for showing up. Ivato Watson, thank you so much. Welcome. Hello. Welcome. I hope you're fine. So let's start with this reaction, focusing on what David Jonah just dropped. Building dancing grandma house, avoid this scam. And I was like, okay, let me get the scam. What is the scam in the house? So of course the Virginia doesn't start with the video showing the scam. And let's see that scam.
For sure. You see? Aya Goko. Hata wamekuletea mazawadi. Sijui nini wako nayo. Hey. Oh my guys. I learned that ChatGPT works best with detailed prompts, but I hate typing them. So instead, I dictate. Haya, nimewaletea warembo. Unaona venye wanakaa? Beautiful. Mwita. Mwita is so shocked. Kutoka 65,000 mpaka 15,000. Imagine Mwita. Hata umeshangaa. Mwita is so shocked, like what the hell is this? Walikuwa wameenda juu mno. Walikuwa Like you hata kila mtu tulikuwa tunashangaa hapa. 65,000. Haya, mama, nataka nijue mko na sementi ngapi hapa ni hapa sementi hizo ziko 4. Ziko 4. Kuna sementi Natengeneza pale mlango. Utaleta ushuru. Sasa tutapata katibaru. Sisi bado tunaendelea na shamba. Sisi tunaendelea na shamba yetu. Unataka kuingia kibarua? Unataka kuingia kibarua Mwita? Kibarua tutapata kaera kaki. Haya, nimewaletea warembo. Unaona venye wanakaa? Beautiful ladies, guys. Wow. You guys, this is how she welcomes visitors. Actually, me, I can't wait when our American visitors will be
road trip parties. Road trip parties, what are you saying? The dancing grandma is something else, all right? And of course, David Jr. seems to know. I don't think he fully doesn't know. He knows somehow that this lady is very cunning. And you've seen in most videos, people commenting and telling him that this lady is cheating, this lady is planning, this lady is scamming, so many times. But I think he knows that people are willing to help the dancing grandma. So he doesn't want to budge. Because when they keep helping, he also benefits. That is what I think. You remember, during the time, most people are telling David Jr. to drop the scam around Matiko all the time. And he kept helping even when people are saying they don't want to help because Matiko is drinking, Brian. He kept helping. Ask yourself why. It's because they have to manipulate the environment. They manipulate the environment and get what they want to get, all right? And these are the tricks that most YouTubers in Nyabohanza are using. I don't know. And they survive miraculously. And some people like them and say they are doing the right thing. We are only envious about them. We are the ones who don't know what we want. We don't own anything, you know. So anyway, Grandma's house is being Dilsha Dali, welcome to the platform. Road trip parties, welcome to the platform. Thank you so much for coming around. I appreciate. All right. So, Wambura, welcome. Good evening, Wambura. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate your presence. Thank you for the like. At least I have one like. The rest, please do like the video. Yeah. So David Jr. comes from the city because he was in the city recently. And thank you. You can subscribe to the channel, Dilsha, and then like the video also, comment, and join the rest, okay? Yeah, so let's look at this. David Jr. came from the city. And of course, he's now coming up to revamp his channel with the dramas in the village, with obvious titles like I had to send them away, I regret helping, early celebrations, waiting, I don't know what, okay? Yeah, so let's check on what David Jr. did right here.
Have a goat? Please, stop using ChatGPT like Google. Disappear for a month and do this instead. Hey,
Romano.
Say hello to our subscribers.
Romano Timothy, welcome.
Please say hello. I wish right now you knew you are live and clear all over the world. Say hello, goats. People from New York.
Sasa tunaona hii nyasi yetu hii hapa. Sasa ndio nimekuja nikwambia tunaona kuanzia hapa jembe zingepita hivi.
Yeah.
Unaona. Haraka hivi.
All right. Romano Timothy, welcome. Hello. Dilsha Dali, what are you saying? All right. Yeah, now, guys, you realize that Dancing Grandma speaks a lot. She speaks a lot. Sometimes, like, she's covering up something. And since long ago, I've been questioning myself, why does this lady speak so much? Like, when David Jr. is there, she will speak without breathing. She will say something, then contradict it. She will always hunt for money and all that. Now, of course, we know the reason planned by David Jr. to go and pay dowry. Now, did you ever know that Dancing Grandma was a former wife to Matiko's father? Or even a current, I don't know. Because I've never seen a culture whereby you marry a wife and maybe even if you separate and you give her some portion of land, can she really marry another man from within that home? I don't understand this. What culture is that? Because if that woman is supposed to be married elsewhere, she's supposed to move away. But how comes the lady, the Dancing Grandma, actually, if he separated, she separated with the Matiko's father, how comes he decided to let her be there? So I don't understand, you know. Let someone make me understand. Like Wambura, does that happen in your community? Romuno or Dilshadali, does that happen in your community? I don't believe that happens anywhere in Africa, but for Nyabohanse, everything is possible, guys. Matiko's father was the former husband to Dancing Grandma. 25 years down the line, they have been separated, and then Mwita came to stay here. Mwita even had a child with this lady, a daughter here. And now, just after the house has been constructed, and now it has to be owned by both. I think the subscribers are pushing for that. Then boom, the bomb drops. Gintu is there talking about the former marriage. Now guys, let's just check on that. It is very shocking, you know. Very shocking.
She should go out. She should go out. So when you are today we will be testing out Pixels, which is supposed to be the best AI thumbnail generator. Upon this plot had been sold, wakati plot iliuzwa Mwita alikuwa ndio waliuza. So you can now come to the real way. This plot that is planted trees here, it was for the dancing mom. And when this kind of the gentleman came to this kind of the home, they started selling the plots. Whereby if it could be the nature of understanding, it's Mr. Watifo and the village elders, they could be taken, the ancestral people who are remaining, like the fathers right now, they could be approached and talk about you're going to be selling the land, but not Mwita, because he is married there. He has not married. He is married. And if you see the age, look at the dancing mom age and look at Mwita's age. It's only liquor and being used. Because for you to occupy the home and also occupy that lady, for you to do the necessary, to instigate and do what is required for her to bear children, you have to make sure that you are removing yourself whichever way. And one thing that you have to understand is one thing. Also understand there are, talk about, how can I call them? Something like the natural way of being tormented with the spirits and taking over from you, and you neglect your home, go and stay to a person's home. So what is coming out is mniito eti yeye anaenda kukaa huko. Kuna kikao ilifanyika kwamba Mr. Mwita sasa anataka take over. There's nothing happened. So there's no arrangement was done like Mr. Mwita gonna be doing what, gonna be staying at that kind of the home. So a bit crazy. And we have to look at that kind of the effective and which kind of the consequences gonna be coming out. And right now, there's a bigger mistake gonna be handled there. Whereby now they wanna be giving Mr. Mwita a territory where he is not born. So he is leasing right now. He is like a leasing person. And he is staying there to sustain because he has a home somewhere. So you cannot tell me somebody can come and take over from whoever is listening. Maybe you are a man or you are a lady. And maybe somehow a husband dies in Africa. Yes, they accept.
for that kind of the woman not to remain sorrowful, and for you to talk about, okay, the partner should be there. There's a man who is a confused element, can come from somewhere, come and occupy the home of the deceased person. And this person has to neglect his family where he was born and comes to that home. One thing which is making it's witchcraft. You can be tormented and be lured with witchcraft to come and stay in that home whereby your mentality is not reading, number one. Number two, maybe this lady has made the whole family in cultism, so they cannot realize or they cannot talk anything because of witchcraft. And there's nothing will ever go speak there because she is saying, not you. That is the direct thing that always come out. But what is there, let's wait for that moment. Sasa wewe kulingana na wewe. Wewe utakuwa umekubaliana na hayo maneno ya kubura.
So I'm not very, actually I didn't get it clearly whether Matiko's father inherited the lady also, or what exactly happened. Because from the story that Gintu is saying, it's not clear. All that is happening is disagreement, the fact that the lady cannot actually have Mwita living in this home, okay? But I don't understand this part of Matiko's father used to be the husband to dancing grandma and gave a piece of land, or rather separated the land. And then why did they keep quiet until the house was being constructed? And also I'm surprised that people of Nyabohanse really believe in witchcraft, from even the modern ones to the current, you know, like I heard echoes from the village. I have heard Ernesto, I've heard, you know, Gintu, I've heard even David Jr. at some point talking about such things, and I'm like, what is happening? Now, when I look back at the history, this dancing grandma is a Maasai, right? And when I look at the Maasai, I don't know whether Maasai really believe in witchcraft. I don't know. I'm not very clear about that. But this story has now turned every event. And when I saw David Jr.'s video about this is a scam, I thought he was going to address that, but he doesn't seem to be talking about that at all, you know? Yeah.
This house. Huh? See, guys.
Let's see.
This brain is when you're struggling to focus. And this is your brain when you're in the zone. But getting in the...
Imagine akuja. We need the water right now. Mission of this house. Huh? See, guys. Nishatuma alfu. Hii itakutosha tu. Ngakayo. Oh. Alright guys, the work has resumed. You can tell right there. After things, you know, after send them back, things take a U-turn. They had to be back here so that they can keep working. And actually, this is a life lesson, especially to someone who is vulnerable. This actually, it's a big lesson. Lazima we ni boss survive viatu. Yeah, she is a boss. So, so she has to go put on her shoes. She's a boss. People call her boss in a good way. Alright, sasa utampeleka alafu murudi. Alright guys, imagine these people, they wanted the 600 US, but right now we'll be spending roughly 100. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? Huh? We just to see how we can do Our septic down there. Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. So they needed to. Mwita. Nana mnapanguza.
Okay. So actually, when you look about around this home and see how Mwita operates, you realize that there is a lot of, he stays like someone who is actually struggling a lot in this particular home. And you may agree with what Gintu is trying to say, even some things, though they don't make sense. But there is some truth in whatever he's sharing. Yeah? So I want us to look at something here. There's something else right here. Then we move on. What is this? Every moment you open a commercial break. Ningeenda muone kama watoto wamaliza watoke huko. Ima. Watoto wamaliza watoke huko walale.
Sasa unamkanga wakati jua iko. At least ndio at least sometimes they have I don't know how I can call it, guns in itwango aje. They have this kind of how they talk about the hardening of the legs. They become like even stepping down is a problem. Guns in English, somebody can talk about it. So at this kind of the age, they have such kind of the problems. So whenever they wake up very early in the morning and they step onto the dew, talk about the grass dew, they feel not comfortable to the legs and they are affected. So they have to wake up whenever the sun is rising here and before it sets to make sure that and they're going to be starting demolition. And this kind of the demolition, we have to do it very simultaneous in a way that we're going to be starting with the man's house. Then after completion, we're going to be dealing with the other houses. Next week, also going to be bringing extra sand, extra blocks, and some cement. So she's saying every Friday they have a family meeting. And one thing is, nobody has gave out such kind of a proposal. Wanakujanga? Hawajakuja. So, including now, they have been told not to go for a meeting. Whereby if they can approach there, the rise of such information will come out. Dancing Mom and the Mwita, they don't go for that kind of the family meetings. Why? They know what they are told to do and how to behave, so as this kind of the dowry can come and be eaten down here. And they sign with some chiefs, the corrupt chiefs. They talk about, we have signed, the cows have returned. Now, where are the cows going to be returned to? That is what we are talking about. So you want to talk about now, the cows going to be given out. You understand? The mom was the cows that were given to the family of the woman. So do you mean like again the cows will go back to the same house? A bit traumatizing. Abu?
All right. So those are the politics of social life of Nyabwanze. I don't know whether you understand this cycle whereby someone was married, maybe they divorced or separated, but they continued living there and got a person living with them. Then they had to bear children. Dowry has to be returned, but they don't know where it should be returned, all those kind of things. However, it's so funny because at first when I kept watching Dancing Grandma, I knew the husband was dead. And I normally knew that Mwita cannot now call himself the husband of the house, because if he came to the home of Grandma, then automatically it's not his home. Because in African situation, a home is supposed to be the man's home. But if he has come to the woman's home, then it doesn't belong to him. But now I'm surprised at the shocking information that we woke up today to find online. Anyway, let's now see the aspects of Rocio Cabrera in comparison with Dee MWANGO. All right. So, of course, there is one person who treats themselves like a queen and another one who treats themselves like, I don't know whether we can call it a slave or whatever. But at the same time, she can come out confidently to show hands at people and all that. NX World, hello, welcome. So it's surprising that Dee MWANGO is an embrace. According to YouTube, she calls herself Mama Africa. But she's not even proud of Africa, is she? No. The other day she was telling us that Africans have a problem. Whites are better. They like adventure. They do things that really add value to themselves. Africans keep questioning everything. And I was like, okay. So now that you've gone to Poland, you've changed into someone else, you are no longer an African. It is what it is. But when we kind of see the kind of life Dee MWANGO is living, it's desperate life. Actually, I wouldn't come from here to China, to Japan, New Zealand, or whichever other country to live a lower life than what I live. I don't think so. I don't think so. It's supposed to be you go away and explore something better for yourself. You make yourself better. You add value. However, we know what is happening with Dee MWANGO actually. She has struggled all the way from Kenya to go to Poland. And from what has been the allegations online is clear that she went to Poland and she's struggling actually to survive there. Poland, of course, there is a very low kind of economy right there. All right. Amit Chodori. Of course, of course, of course. But let's focus on our discussion. Yeah. Yeah. India is a very nice country. Of course, when you look at the culture itself, it's interesting. So let's look at Rocio Cabrera versus Dee MWANGO. Of course, these are same families, but people are pursuing different dreams. But I think Rocio is doing quite well. From the time she started up to current, her YouTube has grown. Her family has also had to come in Kenya and enjoy a lot, and they're still enjoying. Of course, today, Mr. Louis had to drive the Land Cruiser, family Land Cruiser, before even, Marwa did it. So let's watch this.
We're gonna visit them, and then we're gonna go home. Looks like. I always confuse it because from far you see this from the maze and it can look quite similar, but now we have the difference, both of them together, to differentiate. Look, maze, finger millets. Let's see, where do I pass? Okay, away. Buen día, Laura.
Hello, good morning.
Buen día, mamá. So we are going for a small adventure in the morning, but we are kind of rushing because it's getting hot these days. It's been hot. Ooh, I'm filming with music. Let me go. So we just arrived to the area and we are asking the neighbors if there's actually like a small road where we can access, and someone told us that yes. So we will explore. This is just a rough adventure.
So guys, remember, Rocio actually had two sisters visiting the mother and the father, and they're having the nice moment in Kenya. It's even something that they have said themselves that they didn't expect to have such. You know, if you compare to Argentina and what is happening currently, they're having the best moments. In fact, they testified that they did not expect that they would see this and whatever they are seeing. But it's so interesting, whatever they have watched around here. So guys, I want us to just keep comparing, guys. You know, when you look at Rocio, she's so excited, happy, and doing what can maintain her health. She's not going beyond the limit, something crazy, like what would make her ill. Now, let's look at our sister Dee MWANGO, what she's doing in Poland. Why is she going to this extent that is actually very dangerous? And many of her subscribers have warned her that whatever she's exploring is very dangerous to her life. Of course, you saw one of the comparison yesterday. Yeah? not comparison as such, but a video she did yesterday to show herself in the snow. You know, generally there are people who are not friendly to cold. I being part of them, I can't even stand the snow, I'm telling you. So I don't find anything exciting about the snow. Yeah. But our sister here is exploring the snow. Though today just took a few minutes in the snow. I think maybe she's finally taking her precautions. I don't know. But let's look at this.
The sun is out, but still it's cold. You know? Woohoo! The chicken are already excited. It's like you can't come in because okay, welcome to the village life here in a small tiny village in Poland. So now I want to feed the chicken. It's like you can't come in because the chicken are afraid of you. You chase them big time. I don't know if
Yeah, guys. Now, when we look at actually feeding chicken is no problem if you are doing it in your home or your business or something like that. But now, could you imagine that our Embrace would travel all the way with tickets and go feed chicken? Something that Rocio doesn't do in the villa. There are specific workers who do that in the villa. They take care of the chicken. But our sister, the Embrace, is out there feeding the chicken. You know, having to dare the weather, step in the snow, go feed the chicken. You know, I don't understand this, but based on what I know about her, I think this, I think is the lowest of, if I may talk about it, because this doesn't bring views, does it? I don't think so. It doesn't. And if you look at what she has been telling people about living big, living your best, living soft life, this is not soft life, is it? I don't think it is. This is not soft life, right? Honey, yeah, so whatever you say, Alice Kundu, I don't know, whether you are talking to me or to, maybe you are talking to your friend, Embrace. But in reality, I don't think that makes sense at all. It doesn't make sense, right? Yeah. So when you see the kind of life actually when you are at a certain level, we shouldn't see the declaration or rather the decline to a very low level. And of course, this is not just the only video. If you look at the previous 3 videos, going to the forest, you know, like the snow and all that, that kind of experience is so embarrassing. And the fact that you've been living the soft life, you've been telling people, I live the soft life, I don't, you know, I don't please people, I don't do whatever, then it doesn't make sense actually to go to such an environment, dare such an environment, for whatever reason. For me, it doesn't add up, okay? It doesn't add up. And so finally go somewhere and say that you are building the snowman. I'm like, all right, what the hell is this? Because when you look at this, this is not Dee MWANGO. It's not. You know, it's not.
so the chickens also adapt with the weather, you know. It's very cold and for sure they are adapting.
And action!
You sold me out, son. Now you're gonna end up with a bullet in your head.
All right, so this is the video that was done yesterday, and of course it was focused towards showing us the snowman. All right, just according to what we saw right there. Right there with, yeah, it's around here. Let's see this.
We have a beautiful Santa. Mama has come to check on our Santa, what we have been doing. She also created one Santa. You know? Tag! Beautiful! Beautiful! Beautiful Santa! Picture! Beautiful! Beautiful Santa!
All right, they say culture is culture, but then if you look at that and now you look at what our queen in the villa is actually going for, then you wouldn't compare the two. You wouldn't even have to compare. So, of course, look at Rocio right here.
Going to somewhere where is a tour guide and things like that. Nothing. Exploring the village, 100%. No sé cómo se llama. La piedra movediza de Tanzania. Mira. Sí. ¿Una chica? Ah. A ver. ¡Hey! Look how nice of you. Miren la vista desde acá. La vista hasta acá. Acá adelante. ¿Qué? Me, I cannot. My shoes are not really helping.
All right, guys. So you look at the other side. There is explosion, adventure, the best moments, the smiles, the satisfaction. You know, and there's no much of strain. You know, and there is a lot of gain in terms of physique and what have you. If I look at that, you know. That's what my brain tells me. Alice Nyakundi.
Cuidado ahora. Tenés como claro, como que ir trepando de las piedras.
¿Con las medias no te animás? ¿O te paso mis zapatillas?
Tanzania.
Bienvenidos a Tanzania. Mira, qué lindo, papá. Allá.
Mamás, camo. Que viene con todo. And someone driving fast. He's leaving all the dust on the way. Mr. Luis is sweating, but not for driving. It's for the previous hike. Tienes que ir un poquito quizás más despacio por la... Pero en realidad they are fearing that he's going too fast, but not really. Sí, no te tires tanto en la banqueta que la calle está es muy angosta. Acá puedes ir por el...
Hey, new imbroglio. Of course, even the other time she called something Santa, and I was like, what is this? So there's a lot of ignorance, and people like Alsanya Kundi or whatever it is. Yesterday there was someone, also here in Jerry or someone. They'll always support that, but in reality, actually, there's a lot of ignorance here on the streets. And Snowman now is called Santa. And I'm like, you just need to come back and have Rocio educating you, my sister, because the reality is that actually, when you look at Dee MWANGO, I don't know what happened to her, but they always say things happen. Things happen. And when you talk about these people, like the reality is that when you look at our sister, Dee MWANGO, she has actually gone to the lowest. And whether some people accept or not, this is the time we'll ever remember her desperation. A moment whereby she had to spend a lot of money, travel all the way from Kenya, Nyabohanse to Poland. Then she arrived there, she received a lot of, embarrassment from this Polska Pieter guy. She actually told us that the guy works from 5 to I don't know what. Then she disappeared from the city after showing one computer. She went back to the village. And after going to the small village of Soviet, all she has been showing is not interesting content at all. And it's not just me saying it. Her subscribers have told her, literally, to avoid showing that content. Some subscribers have told her to go back to the country and finish her house. Some have even told her if she wants camping, she can look for safe grounds. Because I think camping places are specifically there in every country. Like when you come to Kenya, we have camping sites at Bogoria, we have Naivasha, we have Nakuru, we have even others which are specifically in the park, the Savo Park. Those are the places. We have specific camping ends. So you don't have to go to just a forest from nowhere, then you go to an abandoned house or whatever. It's okay, she's watching, people are doing it. But has she really gone deep to understand how they do it? Unfortunately, she doesn't. So it happens that she comes out to defend what she doesn't deeply know. And there are people from her channel, they run to our channels and then comment there, tell us, this is the only thing we are focusing on, we don't have what to think about. I'm like, did you watch my other videos too? Because I do a lot of content and a lot of people watch me. Not so many like those who watch Marwa because I don't have as many subscribers as them. But I think I have quite a number who watch whatever I do. Because I try to use logical thinking. I just don't do things or talk about things like that. So it doesn't make sense actually to see her doing this right here.
Girl. Santa is here. Snowman. Oh wow, this is going to be sick. Ooh. All the pink, the brown one. It can't break it so.
Santa is here, guys. Santa is here. I'm like, did I hear that? Because I know what Santa is. How can you call snowman Santa? Anyway, sometimes she said the other day that she's crazy and she wants to try all craziest things in the world. But of course, we are here to watch and analyze. So for those who come and say that, is this the only brain you have? Please remember, as an analyst, this is the brain I have in terms with what she's doing. Who is doing childish stuff here? If not her. She's doing childish stuff and I'm wondering, is this the same Embrace, the Queen of Africa? Why is she going in America to embarrass us? While on the other hand, we are seeing Rocio Cabrera actually doing very great in Kenya from Argentina. She actually used her brain to get to where she is. You can't compare the Rocio we saw yesterday to today. But now what about Dee MWANGO? Instead of going up, she's going down. What is happening? Because I don't understand. I don't understand this.
Oh, my head nearly fell. Guess who's here to watch our Santa? What a beautiful Santa. Yeah?
I normally run to the comments to see what people said there. That's part of my analysis. Someone is saying, I came across YouTube channel yesterday where they talk very badly about Dee. I am following my gut. As long as dogs follow her, I'll follow her. Another one says, Santa likes when you slap him. Another one says, Dee is not Santa. It is Snowman. Another one says, Dee, I love it, but it's not Santa. It's Frosty. The Snowman. Another one tells her, Dee, it's not Snowman. It is Snowman, not Santa. Girl, you're too funny. Another one says Snow Bear instead. Another one says carrot for the nose and scarf around the neck. I don't know what that meant. Another one says, is it Santa or Snowman? Another one says, keep your hands warm. Frostbite it real. Another one says, I'm born in Sweden. I don't like winter or snow. Living exactly middle. Have no snow, but other places have. So, of course, when you look at that, the fact that she came out talking about Santa instead of Snowman first shows that she doesn't research even before coming to the, online, because she knows that there are people who follow her blindly. So she just does things and she knows people will watch anyway. And that is why there are people who feel so bad when you talk about correcting and they're like, who the hell are you? Who the hell are you? Why talk about this? Okay? And I'm like, okay, we are back to our Rocio. Rocio exploring all she can do. Of course, you saw the other day she was in Tanzania exploring everything around there. Living her best, like a queen indeed. Let's just check on this. Where is this?
Medio hasta que veas que viene alguien y te corre un poquito. Yeah. I'm explaining that here he doesn't really need to go on this side because the road is very narrow. So he can go right in the middle, and when he sees someone coming, he just moves a little bit. ¿Ve ahora? Pero cuidado con no te vayas tan a la cuneta que ya está. Because see this part is deep. ¿Están todos bien ahí? ¿Todo bien?
¿Todo tiene seguro? ¿Tiene seguro?
Mira para adelante.
Don't talk. You try.
Pole.
Lento, Mr. Luis. No, pero...
Yeah, so actually Rocio is having her best moments, her family enjoying to the maximum. In fact, I don't know why people are complaining a lot about this family. They are having their best moment, and it's because Rocio knows what she needs and what they need and what she is worth, But you look at Dee MWANGO, oh no, maybe we'll be watching later to see. Now finally, Marwa sits down on a camera and he has to talk about the tickets, the food they are eating and all that. We'll be finishing with that. We've already talked about Gintu, Matiko, Dancing Grandma and all that, and Devi. Now we are here to talk about this here.
From America, from Europe. We have a registered travel company, guys, that you can travel with, okay? Dowry never stops. Anything you do post-marriage with your wife, family is dowry, yeah. Yeah, 100%. So, as I was saying, guys, we have, hey, Maro, where is Mr. Luis? From tomorrow, you'll start seeing him on my videos very regularly. Actually, I want Mr. Luis I want him to be working here in the home, not as an employer, but you know, Mr. Luis, you've seen me living with him in Argentina. He's very, very, very active. Sometimes I feel like I'm not doing him justice for him staying in the house here. Because he's very used to doing something, you know, physical. So I will do that. I'll make sure that from tomorrow I will give him an apron, that if he wants to dirtify himself as other guys are doing and me working, he can, willingly, not forcefully, willingly. And I feel like maybe me and him, we should start painting our house. There's a house there we should start painting. I think that will make Mr. Luis feel.
Okay, it is what it is. If that is what he feels like he should be doing, why not? But then he should start working. He should have used another thing, like he should become active, or I should engage him. You should have used other words, because in our context, if you say he should start working, it looks odd and it will attract people actually to talk about it in a different lane. But I don't know. I don't just know, you know. So what do you feel about this? I feel like you should drop comments in relation to this as we go through what he's discussing, because he's saying he will give him an apron, which means he's focused towards, you know, I saw another picture of the workers from Arua cutting hay, literally with pangas, and I was like, no, you are a serious farmer. Now that payday is here, you are supposed to acquire a machine. There is a machine meant to actually thrash that hay into proper hay for horses, if you want that to be. But if you just want them to feed like that, you can maintain what we saw in the other stable that you went to in Nairobi. You just put salt and other food stuff and let it have to do what it has to do. So he promises us that Mr. Lewis will be active, and of course he started being active already. We saw on Rocio Cabrera Travels, he was driving. And I think driving would be one of the most engaging things for him. If they are moving around, he can do that instead of now making him go and work within the villa, because still, it will be still the restricted space. But anyway, it is what it is. Let's check on more.
And it's not pay time, you know, no. So, Sharpening Iron, greetings to you. Zach, I see you, greetings. Yes. Just to rent the Land Cruiser per day. So I'll try to inquire with him and with the company, that is Deep East Safaris. Big special shout out to them. Our subscriber, Team Marwa. So that is very important. When is Mr. Luis making a saddle? I'm getting paid this week. You know, when I say like that, some people are like, Maro, but you thought you're a rich man, you should be having money all the time. Yes, that is true. But I spent a lot of my money in importing the horses and also bringing my in-laws to Kenya. So that's why I have to wait for my pay. Okay?
I get confused at this point. Huh? I get confused at this point because now Maro is saying that he actually doesn't have money because he got used a lot of money to import horses. And I'm like, but the horses were given free by BBB. So importing them, just importing them, and you've worked for 7 years, and most of the money, you don't use your money. actually. Now he's telling us about the tickets for the son, the in-laws. But I thought when there was a video where Marwa asked the wife whether the tickets are sorted, and she said, yeah, they are already sorted. So when he says this, I don't know who is telling us the truth. Is it Rocio or Marwa? Rocio told us she has sorted. Now Marwa is telling us that he is the one who sorted. So who is who? Now the two people are big YouTubers making lots of money, and not just from YouTube. They are making from super chats, super slaps, donations, and all that. So I don't know. Of course, he also said it himself that he earns as much as the president. And when you look at the president's earning, you cannot actually dispute the fact that they can fail to manage their life all through. The other thing, actually, to say the truth, is that when you look at the kind of life they are living, it's just a simple life. Not so much is being done. So I don't know. And he's a farmer who has had to rear hen, pigeons, and all that. So I don't know why he's talking so much about it. Is it because he is reminding the donors to do something, or what is happening?
So, please book with us, Maro Safaris, guys. It's 4,200 USD. 4,200 USD. Just to transport one, to transport, not to buy, not to, oh, I've seen your house, it looks fantastic, I want to buy it. Let me put my legs here, relax, like a boss, I'm putting my leg here. It's because the table is very low, you can't see. But I'm saying just to transport a horse is 4,200 USD. A male horse. A female horse is 2,800 USD. That is from South Africa to Nairobi. Then you have to organize from Nairobi to this part. So technically, and then you have to make sure they are well vaccinated and they have export certificates. You have to pay at the border. You have to pay taxes to import. And also there are taxes to export, I believe so.
You believe, you're not so sure. But then why are you telling us all this? Because I believe if I get into a certain business, for example, pigs, when we want to rear good breeds of pigs in Kenya, we import from Uganda. That is my business. I just tell you happily that I imported them, but I don't have even to quote prices unless somebody asks how much. Maybe because they want to do so. But then it shouldn't look like it's too much money, because I remember Dee MWANGO and even David Jr. and sometimes Marwa, they always tell us you should bite how much you can swallow. So I think it's just biting what you can swallow, right? Yeah, because someone like me, I wouldn't go into even importing one or two. Maybe I can do cows, I can do pigs, I can do sheep, goats. Something that I will buy from within and maintain, then sell, because I have the direct market. But then for him, he is international. And he's told us one day he earns a salary of a president. So he went into a business that is equal his muscle, right? Yeah. So anyway.
So technically, a male horse would cost. You have to make sure the transportation. It's down.
I learned that ChatGPT works best with detailed prompts, but I hate typing them. So instead, I dictate.
Then, he has a lot of problems, then this and that. Let's say, and I was asking him a very simple question. Imagine one of you has booked a travel safari with us, and they have paid $3,000. Then they go back to the website and find it down. It's not there, like it's error. How will that person feel? Or how will you feel? Imagine you book with us
You pay $3,000 US, and all of a sudden you go to check back the website and it's not there. You'll feel crazy. So we want serious people who are committed to do a very clean job, straightforward, no corner. So if you know such a person, my email is right here. But some of them are talking, but I need to give different people different tasks. But we need a website for MWITA'S dad with all our horses, for example. This is our stallion Raindrop. Raindrop is this number of years. Janet Harris, thank you for remembering me with...
All right. So he was there talking about the guy who had built a website. You remember the other day he complained that the website was no longer working. And I remember reactors said that it was down because the people whom he was supposed to pay were not paid. And yet they had done the website, so they brought it down so that they be paid again. So he happens to come out now here and share and say that he just needs serious people to redo another. I'm like, why can't you just pay the other guy? Then he maintains it and you have better agreements. You can have contracts. Why get to a different person? But it is what it is. You know, it is what it is.
I've received an invitation letter. Guys, that is so cute because, you know, nowadays people don't even write you a letter. People, Malaika, this is Malaika. Let me show you. Malaika is here. Malaika likes to talk to me. Malaika pole. Malaika. So, these are the invitation letters Mike has brought for his birthday. Here we have our Palusas grazing. Very good. This is Annabelle. Annabelle is 4 years old.
I'm away from that.
That you can travel with, okay? And nobody can separate us. Tanzania tunawapenda sana, tumewaombea. Maybe huyu ni mgeni hapa. Yes, I think that is in you. Equally, talking about Tanzania, me as Marwa, I do not condone in any way human suffering, torturing, kidnapping, killing. I do not condone that, but it's not my cup of tea. Somebody says, where's Rocio? She's with my father and mother-in-law and sisters-in-law on the main space. This is our bedroom. I don't like that cloth over there. Let me remove it. It's for Maisha. 1 minute. Anna, thank you. Nimekuona, I've seen you. Time is, you know, sometimes, yes, I may look rich, but the cash flow is not there. So, you know, also my in-laws are around. That means even the balanced diet of food has improved generally. And this.
Hey, Marwa Yawa. Marwa says that the reason why the cash flow is not flowing, he has now in-laws in the house and the balanced diet has improved. I'm like, really? But you are a farmer with fruits in the farm. You planted berries, you have guavas, you have bananas, you have sukuma wikis around, you have chicken in the home. And I don't think it can be too expensive to buy these other things as long as you have maize and beans in the house, rice, you know. Who says this? Now, how do you go to online and say that currently you don't have cash flow because you have visitors in the home and the balanced diet has improved and the visitors themselves are your in-laws? That's an insult, right? I believe so. But I remember before even they came, he had said that mgeni siku ya kwanza, mgeni siku ya pili, siku ya tatu, chukua jembe ukalime. And you are actually seeing that progressively happening because he's now saying that Mr. Lewis should now put on the apron and start working. Then he realized he had said it. Then he said, no, not working as an employer, but just to make himself active. I was like, you've said it already, bro. So don't even go back on your statement.
There's no way you can cook good food for one group and you leave other group. Bosset, greetings. Big man, thank you.
All right, so that was the live stream for you. from all those corners. Of course, I've done around, and I really appreciate those who came and watched. I didn't expect that when I did that late, people would watch, but they have watched, and I really appreciate all of you who came to watch our video. Thank you so much. As we end this, I appreciate. Keep subscribing to the channel, liking the videos, and sharing. Bye bye for now. Mi naona kama watu wamemaliza wanarudia.